Okay, so imagine this scene. It's something straight out of a movie. You've got a sitting head of state, Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro, and he's just landed on US soil. But hold on, this is no diplomatic visit. Not at all. He's actually in federal custody. In the first images we see, coming from WCBS, wow, they're stark. There's no fancy motorcade, no red carpet waiting for him. It's just Maduro, in a plain gray outfit, handcuffed, being led off a plane by federal agents. You can just feel the weight of this moment. So where's he going? He's headed for Manhattan. He's about to face some incredibly serious charges. We're talking drug trafficking and weapons in federal court. This is a massive deal with huge geopolitical ripples. But in the middle of all this high-stakes drama, there's this one small, kind of weird detail that pops up. A detail that makes you ask a big question. It's all about where his plane actually touched down. See, he wasn't flown into one of the giant international airports you'd expect, like JFK or LaGuardia. Nope, he landed at a place called Stewart Air National Guard Base in Newburgh, which is a much smaller, more out-of-the-way spot upstate. And that's the puzzle at the heart of this. Why there? I mean, with all the options in New York, why pick a little airbase an hour and a half north of the city? Well, the answer isn't about security, and it's not about convenience. It's all about legal strategy. To really get why they did this, we have to talk about a key legal idea. It's a word you might not use every day, but in this story, trust me, it is everything. That word is venue. And this isn't just a random theory. According to CNN legal analyst and former prosecutor Eli Honig, this specific landing spot isn't just some minor detail. He says it has immense political, international, and diplomatic significance. The point is, this was planned. This was no accident. So what in the world is venue? Well, to put it simply, it's a rule that says a case has to be tried in the right place, the correct federal judicial district. You can't just charge someone anywhere you feel like it. There has to be a real legal connection to that specific location. So here's how prosecutors make that connection. They basically have two ways to do it. The first way is they can prove that some piece of the crime actually happened in their district. But there's a second way, a kind of shortcut, especially for a case like this one. If you bring someone into the US from another country, the very first place they set foot on American soil automatically, instantly establishes the venue. And that, right there, is the secret sauce. So you see where this is going, right? This whole thing builds into a really clever legal move. Landing Maduro in Newburgh wasn't about the town of Newburgh itself. It was all about the federal judicial district that Newburgh happens to be in. That was the entire game. By touching that plane down at Stewart Air Base, prosecutors guaranteed they locked in that this case would land under the jurisdiction of one very specific, very powerful prosecutor's office. And that office is the Southern District of New York, better known as the SDNY. So why them? Well, as Ali Honig explains, their U.S. Attorney's Office has this kind of special status. They are pros at handling exactly these kinds of messy, complicated, high-stakes international cases. And get this, it's not even the first time they've run this play. They've used this exact strategy before, flying foreign nationals into Newburgh just to secure venue for the SDNY. It's a tested, proven tactic. So when you boil it all down, what you should really take away from this is that a seemingly tiny detail on a map, landing a plane in Newburgh instead of at JFK, was actually a huge, critical opening move on a massive legal chessboard. It was a calculated, strategic play to make sure this case was fought on their home turf, exactly where they wanted it. So this whole chain of events was kicked off by one single, calculated choice of an airport. And it leaves us all with a pretty fascinating question, doesn't it? In a legal fight this big, will that carefully planned first move end up deciding the whole game?